Missionaries parked in our lot to knock on doors, so I had their car towed. I live at Willow Creek Apartments, 140 units with maybe 110 parking spots, because the leasing office handed out passes like candy and never bothered doing the math. By 4 in the afternoon on a weekday, the lot is done. You circle twice, you give up, you park on the street 2 blocks over and walk back with your groceries in the cold. I've done it more times than I can count. That Friday I got off work a little late, around 4:30, and pulled into the complex already bracing for the worst. Sure enough, every spot was taken. I did my usual slow lap past the mailboxes and the dumpster corral, and that's when I saw them. A gray Kia Sedona wedged into space 14, trunk popped open, and around it stood 7 or 8 guys in white button-downs and dark ties, black name tags pinned to their chests, restocking their bags with stacks of bright yellow flyers. Easter service invites, big block letters across the top, come as you are. I watched them zip the trunk shut, sling their bags over their shoulders, and walk off together in a pack, straight out of the complex toward the street. Not one of them stayed with the car. They were heading to hit the other buildings along our road, I figured, since there were 3 more complexes just like ours further down. I did another lap, nothing. I ended up parking on Delridge Street, past the fire hydrant, and hauling 2 bags of groceries and a gallon of milk 400 yards back to my building. My arms were shaking by the time I got to my door. Somebody had jammed a yellow flyer under my windshield wiper earlier that day too, and it had gotten rained on, so the ink bled purple down the paper like a bruise. I wasn't even mad about the religion part. What got me was the parking. We already didn't have enough spots for people who lived there and paid for a pass. And here was a car with no resident tag, no visitor pass on the dash that I could see, sitting in a numbered space while its owners wandered off to hand out flyers 3 buildings down. I put my groceries away, still annoyed, and figured I might as well say something instead of just complaining to my walls. The leasing office closes at 5:30 on Fridays, so I still had time. I walked over, and the property manager, a woman named Denise who has basically memorized every unwritten rule of that parking lot, was behind the desk finishing paperwork. I told her what I saw. Big group, no tags I could spot, car left unattended in a resident space while the owners walked off complex grounds. She didn't even blink. She said, unauthorized vehicles in numbered spots get towed, no warning required, it's posted on the sign by the entrance, and residents pay for those passes so nobody gets to just borrow a spot for however long they feel like. She pulled up the tag list on her computer, typed in the plate I gave her, and confirmed it. No resident tag on file, no visitor pass logged either. She picked up the phone and called the towing company the complex contracts with, gave them the address, space number, and plate, and told them it was an unauthorized vehicle blocking resident parking. I thanked her, and walked back to my building feeling lighter than I had all week. The tow truck showed up about 40 minutes later, orange lights flashing across the lot. A couple of neighbors came out on their balconies to watch, the way people do when something's finally happening in a parking lot that's been a headache for months. The driver hooked up the Kia in under 10 minutes, chains and all, and pulled it right out of space 14 like it was nothing. I was sitting on my balcony with a cup of coffee when the missionaries came back. 6 of them this time, walking up the sidewalk with their bags looking lighter, laughing about something. Then the tall one out front stopped dead. He counted the row of parked cars twice, like the Kia might have just rolled a few spots down on its own. He walked the whole row, then walked it again. One of the younger guys pulled out his phone and started dialing, probably the one whose name was on the rental. I could hear pieces of it drift up to my balcony. Did you move the car? No, I didn't move the car. Where's the car? Denise must have told them the same thing she told me, because about 10 minutes later I saw the tall one on the phone again, pacing by the mailboxes, saying tow lot, and then, seriously, $200. He kept asking who was even going to drive them there, since none of the others had a car with them either. They split up again, half of them sitting on the curb with their flyer bags at their feet, waiting for a ride that took almost another hour to show up. I finished my coffee and went back inside. My spot was empty and waiting for me the next morning. First time in months I didn't have to walk 400 yards with groceries.